Hey everyone, welcome back to Pat's Garage. Tonight we are going to make a pretty special project. It's for my boss's son Chad. He collects Harry Potter wands and can't find a wand display case that will hold enough for him online. So we're going to make one for Chad. I have the materials over there. I actually made a wand already for him that I can throw in there to add to his collection. And show you all that stuff here in a little bit. So anyway, kick back, get some music on, crack your favorite beverage, and we'll get rolling. Here we have the materials that I am going to be using, along with maybe some other stuff. Wasn't quite sure exactly how I was going to do it. Found a few different options online that I liked. Kind of going to make my own, kind of a rustic with some metal. You can see the metal. We're going to do that kind of a band across the top and the bottom. And about a few different things here, some chain, some hooks, different things that we're going to hopefully use. Some of it we may have to modify a little bit to hold the wands. Over here, I actually have a wand that I built for Chad. This is from a root of a tree, thinking it was like a cedar, very twisted. Sanded that up, varnished it, and then this is a dowel. Put on the belt sander, gave it a little bit of design, and then added some color with a marker and some stain and scratched up a little bit just to kind of add some character. So anyway, that's going to be his first wand in the case when I give that to him. Hopefully I'll get this done tonight and give it to him tomorrow. So right here, I took a 1x4. I bought pine, rough sawn pine. I have the rough side down right now, which is actually going to be the front of it. What I'm doing here, I just took some scraps that I had, cut them about the same length, and you can see I am screwing them in, and this is just going to hold these 1x4s together so it's a kind of a solid piece. I'm also using the clamps here just to tighten up those gaps. I'm not too worried about the gaps since I'm kind of doing this is with the for the effect of old school, kind of a rustic, medieval, whatever. So I'm not really concerned about the gaps. I put the roughs on the front on purpose, and then we're going to be adding that metal on the front too. So it'll have some character if there is a little bit of gap, but the pieces were a little warped in a couple spots, so that's why I tightened them up with the clamps there. I pre-drilled some holes so these backing plates don't split, and now I'm just going to finish screwing them in. Here is the front of the display with the rough sawn side up. These metal pieces here, I haven't decided if I'm going to put this one in the center. At a minimum, I'm going to have the one up here, the one down here. They're going to be secured with the bolts where the bolt heads are going to show 3 across. I think that'll be kind of cool, and I'll paint them up black. And then for the hooks, I couldn't really decide on what I wanted. I tried a few different hooks. They weren't giving me the look I was going for, so I took some dowels, cut them at 2 inches long, and then put them on the belt sander to give a little bit of a cradle there. And you'll be able to see they're going to be maybe roughly about that wide, and they will hold the wands like that. Of course, they are going to be sitting like this. So I'm going to drill holes that these will fit in nice and tight. I'll secure them with some glue. I have 24 of them, so I can put 12 wands on this display holder. So I will get started on securing the metal and then drilling the holes for the cradles. You can see here what I ended up doing. I only went with the 2 pieces of metal, and then I drilled the holes. I spaced them out so that I could get 12 wands on here. You can see how nicely they sit in the cradle. I haven't pounded these in yet or glued them yet. Just wanted to kind of get a layout, see how it was going to look. And now the next step, pull these out of here. We're going to flip this over, push that one in a little bit too tight. There we go. So we're going to flip this over, and the next step is going to be to cut a piece of 1x8. I cut these at 7.5 inches to match that. We're going to cut a 1x8 that is going to go from here to here. I just measured it's 22 inches. That 1x8 is going to lay across here, and it's going to be hinged here, and then that'll kick back and provide the angle that we need for displaying. Here is the display standing up. Go around to the back, you can see what I did here. So I put hinges right there with that 1x8 like I was talking, and then I added these chains here so that it won't slide apart. And the nice thing there is if he needs to transport it, it lays nice and flat. I'll pull that out. So other than putting on all of the cradles, the hooks, I guess, whatever you want to call them, the next thing that needs to be done is just the finish work. I'm going to paint these black. I'm going to stain this, probably paint the chains black. Just kind of give it a authentic, old school, medieval, rustic, whatever you want to call it, look. So that is gonna be done right now. Let everything dry overnight, and we will pick up tomorrow. Okay, it's the morning. I am back out here for the reveal. Last night I stained everything. You can see, get an angle here. I stained the sides a little darker than the front. I also stained the dowels darker just to add some contrast. Painted the brackets and the bolt heads black. See that there. And came out this morning and put everything together. Made sure I used some wood glue in the holes. I also, when I drilled the holes for the dowels, I made sure that I did them pretty tight so that they would hold nicely. You can see right here, we throw a wand on there, how nicely they hold. Pretty happy with the way it came out. The other thing that I did in this design is I made it with kind of a sandwich board. Oh, get my fingers out of the way, sorry about that. Made it with a sandwich board, but that, and hinged it, that actually can come off, and allowing this to be hung directly on a wall. Anyway, I think it came out pretty well. Very pleased with it, actually. And until next time, take care.